Are you intimidated, worried, or even stressed out about going on your first cruise? I've come up with 10 things that every first-time cruiser needs to know to take away that hesitation that you might have so you can look forward to it with excitement. Ahoy travelers, it's Amy with Cruising from the Ozarks here to help you make your travel experience a success. There are a lot of things that you need to know before booking your cruise, like choosing the right line for you, saving money, packing tips, and finding excursions. And I have done videos on all those things. So today we're going to discuss things that you need to know once you get on board that ship that new cruisers may not be aware of. Stay to the end where we discuss the most controversial topic in cruising. And if you're a seasoned cruiser, stick around and comment your best tip for all those new cruisers. Number 1, your cabin steward will be servicing your room at least once a day. They will come in, clean your room, make your bed, and get you fresh towels. On your first day, they're going to make a point to introduce themselves and see if there's anything that you might need. When you first get to your room, look around and see if there's any special requests you might have or something that you need, or maybe there's something you think's missing. You can ask your cabin steward for things like extra hangers, towels, or bedding. Need extra pillows? Ask them for it. If you want fresh ice brought in every day, they can do that. Your cabin steward is also the first person to go to if you have any questions. If they can't answer them, they're going to know who can. Number 2. Did you know that the bed in your cabin can actually be separated into 2 twin beds? While choosing if you need 1 bed or 2 should be part of the booking process, sometimes things get overlooked. If you come into your room and there's only 1 bed, but you're cruising with your brother, then just let the cabin steward know and they're going to get that fixed for you. And of course, the same goes the other way. This may seem like common sense to anyone who's been cruising before. However, there are stories of siblings sharing a bed during their cruise because they didn't know they could ask to have the bed separated. I love my brother, but I don't want to share a bed with him, especially for a week. Number 3, if you're worried about loud kids running around, then fear not. Many ships have adult-only areas available for some relaxation, and most are even included in your cruise fare. It will depend on the ship, but these areas can usually be found on the open air decks and have lounge chairs, a bar, hot tubs, and sometimes even an adult-only pool. These can be a great retreat away from the chaos of the regular pool area that's full of children and the music that's often found there. Number 4, how are you going to pay for all your ship purchases? You're going to be given a card or medallion that acts as your room key, ID, and gives you access to your ship account. You're going to need to set up your account prior to embarkation and link your shipboard account to either a credit or debit card, or you're going to need to put cash on it. I'm going to be honest here that I don't have any personal knowledge of the process of putting cash on your account. Some do it as a way to protect their bank accounts from getting fraudulent charges. However, if you're worried, you could always purchase a Visa card that you could preload with a specific amount, or use a credit card with a low spending limit. You will then use your card to access your room, make any purchase while on board the ship, and you're going to use it as your ID to get on and off the ship while at port. You will want to make sure you take your card with you wherever you go. Number 5. Since everything you purchase on board is linked to your shipboard account, you're going to want to check your account regularly so that you can fix any mistakes or unauthorized purchases early on. You don't want to wait until the last day when a printout of your account shows up in your stateroom. That last night, guest services will be busy. There are 3 ways to check out your account that should work on most lines. Number 1, you go down to guest services and ask for a printout. Number 2, if the ship has an app, you should be able to access your account there. And then number 3, your stateroom TV should have a channel that allows you to view your account. Some ships may also have digital kiosks that will allow you to access your account as well. However you choose to do it, I suggest checking in on your account at least once a day. Mistakes do happen and you're going to want to catch those early to save you headaches later on. Now we're halfway through our list. If you enjoy this video and maybe even learned something, consider subscribing with the notification bell on so you don't miss any future posts. Be sure to hit that like button as well. It only takes a second, and doing so helps cruisers like you find us. Number 6, the best and worst day of every cruise for me is embarkation day. First off, you have to get through check-in, which can sometimes be stressful. At least for me, I don't like the lines, the crowds, and all that hurry up and wait. Those first few hours on board the ship can be chaotic and crowded. No one can get to their room, so everyone's going to be milling about the public areas, often with some or all of their luggage. Not all of the public areas will even be open at first to help dispel those crowds. Many passengers will be congregated at places like the buffet, the bars, and around the Lido pool area. For me, all that adds up to stress, especially if I'm unfamiliar with the ship and I'm not sure where to go to find a place to chill out and wait for the rooms to open. I want to make sure that everyone knows that this is how it is so that they know that those first few hours of your cruise will likely be more hectic than the rest of your cruise. So don't panic if you find yourself overwhelmed at first. It's not going to be that way every day. For me, knowing the layout of the ship and having an idea of where to go once on board helps. But then, I'm a planner. Number 7, unless you want to come home to some hefty cell phone charges, you're going to want to make sure that you put your phone on airplane mode once the ship sets sail. A good practice is to do it the minute you board the ship, but you're definitely going to need to do so before hitting international waters, unless you want to accrue some pretty big fees. You also need to make sure that your phone and any smart watch that you have is on ship time. Depending on the cruise line and itinerary, this could change several times during your cruise. It's super important if you leave the ship while it's at port because it doesn't matter what time it is at the ship's home port. It doesn't matter what local time is. It only matters the time the ship is using. And that is what time you will need to use to make it back to your ship on time so you don't get left behind. I will link videos in the description on both how to get into airplane mode and how to make sure your phone stays on ship time. For those who have cruised before, do you use your smartwatch while on board or switch to an old school one? Let me know in the comments below and I'll drop my choice in the comments as well. Number 8, the main dining room is one of my favorite places to eat on board a ship. Each MDR will have a maitre d' that helps make sure everything runs smoothly, and that is who you're going to need to go to if you have any issues or need to make any changes. Sometimes you may want to change your seating. Either you prefer to have a private table or you're having issues with your assigned table mates. This applies mostly to those who choose set dining times, as they're going to have the same table each evening. If you do your time dining or any time dining, you're going to be moving around so much that it's not going to be a big deal. If you want to request a private table for just your cruise party, you're going to want to speak to the maitre d' as soon as possible, as private tables, especially tables for 2, are going to be limited. If you prefer early dining and were assigned late dining for some reason, you can ask to switch times and they're going to try to accommodate you if possible. If you have any food allergies or special requests, you're going to need to speak to the maitre d' about it. But I would also suggest reminding your wait staff as well. The MDR staff really want to make sure your time there is one you will enjoy, so don't hesitate to ask if you need something. Number 9, don't miss out on all the great things your ship has to offer. The ship's daily planner will give you info on more than just the entertainment available on board the ship. There are going to be times listed for various restaurants and bars so you know when they open and when they close. You can also find any port information you may need if your ship is making a port stop that day, including information on the Port Authority if you have issues while in port. Many lines still drop off their daily planners in the stateroom the evening prior, although most lines have now gone to posting daily schedules on their ship's app. If your line no longer provides the paper version, you can check with guest services as they should still have some available. Finally, we have what is the most controversial topic in cruising. Number 10, daily gratuities and tipping. If you've paid your gratuities, which you should, then you don't need to tip while on board the ship. This is never more true than at the bar, which is weirdly the place that you're going to see tipping happen more often than anywhere else. When you purchase a drink or drink package, you're already being charged a hefty tip. For example, Carnival charges 18% gratuity on their drinks, so you don't need to feel like you have to tip at the bar. I like to tip if I spend a lot of time at one bar, but otherwise, I no longer drop an extra buck with every drink. There may be crew that you feel went above and beyond to make your cruise amazing that you're going to want to give an extra tip to. I always tip the room steward and will also tip waitstaff if I have fixed dining. I actually have an entire video about gratuities that I'm going to link in the description below. Be sure to check with your cruise line for any information on dress codes and lists of restricted items. If you're new to the channel, I have a lot of videos that are designed specifically for first-time cruisers. They have some great information that are going to help you know what to expect on your cruise. Why not stick around and check out this video on what is included in your cruise, and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone.